Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Yubel Fiendsmith deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck is one of the most powerful decks to play this format with just how consistent this deck is and the insane boards you can make with it. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name description every single video, getting a signed cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your patron. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing a single copy of Yubel. Yubel is an awesome 1-of in the deck, but you only need a single copy of this card because it's so easy to summon out to your side of the field and loop through this copy, so you only want to play a single copy because it's a little bit of a brick in your hand, but you need it for your combos. We then play a single copy of Yubel Terror Incarnate. Terror Incarnate is definitely a 1-of in the deck and just an awesome combo piece to summon out to your side of the field to help you out with all of your awesome plays. We then play 2 copies of Spirit of Yubel. Spirit of Yubel is definitely a 2-of in the build because it's so easy to summon out to your side of the field. This card has the ability cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no damage from battles involving this card. And if this card is destroyed, you can special summon one of Yubel that is in your banishment or in your hand, deck, or graveyard, which is a great effect to be able to use. Also, when your opponent's monster clears an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if this card is special summoned, you can add to your hand or set a spell or trap from your deck that mentions Yubel, which is an awesome effect to help you get to the exact card that you need. We then play 3 copies of Samsara D Lotus. Samsara is the best normal summon in the entire deck. This card helps you summon out your other Yubel monsters, because you can actually tribute this card to special summon a Yubel monster from your deck, and also during your opponent's turn, when a monster effect is activated while you control a Yubel monster, quick effect, you can actually tribute this card, and the activated effect becomes destroy a Yubel monster on your field. And also, during your end phase, if you control Yubel and this card's in the grave, you can add this card to your hand or special summon it, which is an insane ability just to be able to bring this card back. We then play 2 copies of Gruesome Grave Squirmer. Gruesome Grave Squirmer is definitely a 2-of in the build, and this card is amazing in the deck, but I feel like you only need 2 copies in the deck, as this card has the ability, if you control a Fiend monster, you can actually quick effect special summon this card from the hand, then destroy a Yubel or a monster that mentions it in your monster zone, which is a pretty cool effect, but it is optional to be able to destroy that card. You can also banish this card from the graveyard to be able to special summon a Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from your hand or graveyard, except another copy of this card, helping you bring back a bunch of different monsters on your side of the field, which is a great effect to be able to use with your copy of Gruesome Grave Squirmer. We then play 3 copies of the Fiendsmith. Fiendsmith is definitely a 3-of in the build, and this card is absolutely insane. This card is able to discard it to add a Fiendsmith spell or trap from your deck to your hand, which is always going to be your copy of Track. This card also has a crazy powerful effect. You can target a Fiendsmith equipped card that you control and a monster on the field and send them to the graveyard. And if this card's in the grave, you can shuffle one other light Fiend monster from your grave into the deck or the extra deck and special summon this card out to your side of the field, which is a crazy powerful effect just to be able to bring this card back to your side of the field so you can make your copy of Wave King, which is insane. We then play a single copy of the Fabled Monster. This card is really good to be able to search off your copy of your Fiendsmith Track, the spell card, because then if you discard it off the effect of your copy of Fiendsmith Track, you'll actually get to special summon this card out to your side of the field and go full Fiendsmith combo, which is insane. This card is definitely a 1-of in the deck, but you only need a single copy because you're just using it with the Fiendsmith spell card. We then play 3 copies of Dark Beckoning Beast. Dark Beckoning Beast is definitely a 3-of in the deck now because our copies of Opening of the Spirit Gate actually went to 1 on the last list, but this card is still cool because when it's normal summoned out to your side of the field, you get to add your copy of Opening of the Spirit Gates from your deck to your hand, and it also has a crazy powerful effect that during your main phase, you can normal summon a Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense in addition to your normal summoner set, which is such a powerful effect for this card to have. We then play a single copy of Chaos Summoning Beast. Chaos Summoning Beast is just a good combo piece in the deck and is a really cool card to be able to play in this build. We then play a single copy of Shavar Shavara. Shavara helps you out going in for your Unchained plays. It's just a really good 1-of in the deck. It's currently at 1, unfortunately, but it's still a really cool card because during the main phase, if this card's in your hand, quick effect, you can target a Fiend monster or face down card you control, destroy it if you special summon this card, and it also has a crazy powerful effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can set an Unchained spell or trap directly from your deck to your side of the field, which is an insane ability to set your copy of an Abominable Chamber to your side of the field off its ability. We then play a single copy of Magnemite, which is great to be able to play in this deck, as this card goes insane in this format because it lets you target a light or dark monster in either player's graveyard and banish it. And if you do, special summon this card from your hand, and it's a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. And if this card is special summoned, you get to activate this effect that during the end phase this turn, you get to add a dragon monster from your deck or your graveyard to your hand, which is usually going to add your copy of Druiswurm, which is really cool to be able to add your copy of Druiswurm because it's just a spot remover off the field. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom to basically just stop the opponent from touching the deck. 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is really strong in this format to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects. 2 copies of Ghost Mourner. Ghost Mourner is really powerful as well to be able to play as a 2-of in the deck to just stop your opponent's special summon effects. And then 3 copies of one of the most powerful hand traps to play this format, which is going to be 3 copies of Nibiru. Nibiru is insanely strong in this format to be able to play because it's just such a powerful board breaker to be able to play against any deck to basically just play a copy of Nibiru to basically break your opponent's board. When they special summon more than 5 times, you activate Nibiru, break your opponent's board, and then they have to stop playing, which is just insane unless they have more extenders, which usually they don't. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get in to the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Terraforming. Terraforming is full combo in the deck because it searches out your copy of Nightmare Throne. We then play a single copy of 1-for-1. 1-for-1 is really important in the deck as 1-of to be able to summon out your copy of Samsara D. Lotus. We then play a single copy of Fiendsmith's Track. Fiendsmith's Track is definitely a 1-of in the build. To be able to search off your copy of Fiendsmith, add your Fabled monster from your deck to your hand, discard it, special summon it back to your side of the field, and go full Fiendsmith combo. We then play a single copy of Opening of the Spirit Gates. Opening of the Spirit Gates is really important in the deck. It's currently at 1, unfortunately, but it's still really good to be able to work with our copy of our Dark Beckoning Beast because it can search it out from the deck to the hand. And also this card is really powerful because it has a crazy powerful effect that once per turn, you can discard a card to special summon a Fiend monster with 0 tagging defense from your graveyard, which is insane on a continuous spell to be able to bring back your 0/0 Fiends back to your side of the field. We'll make a single copy of Nightmare Pain. Nightmare Pain is searchable in the deck, which is why I've cut this card down to 1 in the deck, but it's so easy to get to that you just need a single copy, and with the Fiendsmith cards, it's so consistent. This card has the ability during the main phase, you can actually destroy a dark monster in your hand or face it in the field, and if you do, add a Yubel or a card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card. Also, while you control a Yubel monster, your opponent's monsters that can attack must attack Yubel monsters, and your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving Yubel monsters, which is a crazy powerful effect. We then play 3 copies of Nightmare Throne. Nightmare Throne is full combo in this deck and is a crazy powerful searcher that when it's activated, you take a Fiend monster with 0 tagging defense from your deck and either add it to your hand or destroy it. And once per turn, if a face-up Yubel monster that you control leaves the field by a card effect, you can add to your hand 1 Yubel monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment, whose original level is 1 level higher or lower than one of those monsters. Then you can special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. Basically, if you pop your copy of your Yubel, you can summon out your copy of Terra Incarnate, which is absolutely insane to instantly get your copy of Terra Incarnate on your side of the field, as you can use it for a lot of awesome plays. So, that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start with a single copy of Abominable Chamber. Abominable Chamber is really important in the deck as a 1-of to be able to use with your Unchained cards. It's to let you special summon an Unchained monster from your hand or your graveyard, which is a really important effect. We then play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is really good as a 3F in the build. Basically just stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. That's the cool thing about Yubel is you can play so many hand traps in this build to basically just control the board and go in for game. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start with 2 copies of Phantom of Yubel. You're only ever going to need 2 copies of this card. This card is absolutely insane. It's so easy to summon out to your side of the field, and it's a disruption. This card has the ability takes a Yubel monster plus a Fiend monster with 0 tag and defense, and it must be special summoned from your extra deck by shuffling the above cards from your hand, field, and or graveyard back into the deck or the extra deck. Cannot be used as fusion material, cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage from battles involving this card. And when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can tribute this card, and the activated effect comes your opponent destroys 1 Yubel monster in their hand, deck, or field, which is a crazy effect to be able to pop one of your Yubel monsters, which is just such a powerful ability because it's going to help you summon out other cards to your side of the field and get searches. We then play a single copy of Desiree. Desiree is just such a powerful card to play in the deck because it's a walking negate and it's a crazy powerful boss monster. 1 copy of Aerial Eater. Aerial Eater is still really strong to be able to play in the build. As if this card is fusion summoned, you can send a Fiend monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if this card's in the graveyard, you can banish 2 level 6 or higher Fiend monsters with the same attribute as each other from your grave, except Aerial Eater, and special summon this card, which is such a powerful ability to help you get another monster out on your side of the field. We'll play a single copy of Necroquip Princess. This card is such a powerful card to be able to summon out in your Fiendsmith combo, and it's definitely a 1-of in the deck. We then play a single copy of Final Bringer of the End of Times. You're usually going to want to end on this card because it is a walking negate, and this card just pops cards for no reason. This card is such a powerful powerhouse in the deck to be able to summon onto your side of the field as part of your end board now, and it's such a cool card because when your opponent activates a card effect, quick effect, you can detach a material on this card, negate the activation. You do detach a material from this card, then destroy a card on the field, which is a crazy powerful ability. Then at the start of the damage step, if this card attacks while it has material, you can destroy a card on the field. And if this XC summon card is destroyed, you can just destroy a card on the field. This card is like your copy of Abominable Unchained or Unchained Abomination to basically just summon this card out and pop 3 cards for no reason, but this one is a negate. We then get a single copy of Wave High King Caesar. Speaking of negates, this card is a double negate and is one of the most crazy XZs in the game currently because this card is a double negate and it's part of your inboard to be able to summon with the Fiendsmith combo. We then get a single copy of Yama. You're only ever going to need a single copy of Yama. This card is just a great extender because it helps you get to your copy of Shavara and it's just a really cool card overall. We then get a single copy of Rage. Rage helps you link away your opponent's cards and it's very important for the build to be able to summon out to your side of the field. And it's just a really amazing card to be able to use as a disruption. Speaking of disruptions, we're also playing a single copy of SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight is very important in the build to be able to play. To basically just go into this card using your copy of Rage to use this card as a double interruption during the opponent's turn, and it's crazy powerful. We'll make a single copy of the Fiendsmith Link 2. Fiendsmith Link 2 is basically a walking polymerization. During the main phase, you can fusion summon a Fiend fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling its materials from your graveyard into your deck, which is a crazy powerful ability to help you make your copy of Desiree, Aerial Eater, which is very important to be able to make. Usually you're making your copy of your Desiree, but it's still really cool to be able to make. We then play a single copy of Moon of the Closed Heaven. Moon of the Closed Heaven is really important in the deck to be able to play as a 1-of because it helps you get into your Fiendsmith combos. Just in case you don't open Fiendsmith or track, you can still go into it because you can make this card and then go in for your copy of Requiem. We then play a single copy of Mudracker. Mudracker is just a really good option to help you bring your Fiend monsters back in the graveyard to your side of the field. 1 copy of Requiem because this card is basically full combo for Fiendsmith because this card lets you special summon, or you can only special summon this card once per turn, but during your main phase, quick effect, you can tribute this card to special summon a Fiendsmith monster from your hand or deck, which is insane to instantly get your copy of Fiendsmith to your side of the field, and it's such a powerful ability to be able to use. We play a single copy of Alamirage. Alamirage is just a really good option overall in the build to be able to play. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is absolutely insane. It's one of the most powerful decks this format, and it's just a really cool deck overall. It's insane that we have Yubel as one of the best decks in the entire room, and it's such a powerful deck to be able to play. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely tell me what you think of this deck down in the comments down below. And if you've never played Yubel, you should definitely give this deck a try. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.